Hello everyone, my name is Alexandra and I'm so happy to welcome you back to our channel Piano Excellence for Life. And in this video we're going to talk about shortcut to good technique. I'm sure all of you, including myself, are struggling with managing lots of different things and simply not having enough time for practicing the piano. Although we love this instrument so much and we want to make sure we keep building our skills and keep progressing forward. In today's short video, I'm going to show you what I would recommend you if you're very short on time but you do want to invest in your technique long term. I'll show you 3 simple and really good exercises for your fingers. Number 1, Hanon exercises. I know there's army of people who hate Hanon and think that this is absolutely useless stuff. And there's an army of fans of Hanon. And in fact, Hanon is the last name of Carl Lewis Hanon, who was a piano teacher and composer who created those great exercises for the pianists. So what it is, I'm sure you all know, it's a pattern that you simply apply. It's like copy and paste. So first, this is Hanon number 1. Of course, I think he goes up, there's 60 exercises actually, and their exercises sound like this. So it's a simple idea. You have a pattern and then you play it from every single note, right? And you do it for 4 octaves. If you want to take a smaller version, you can order a junior Hanon book, which is only 1 octave up and 1 octave down. But these are very easy to use. So what I recommend though is to looking at this exercise as simply a canvas on which you can paint different things. So one thing you can do, you can apply this to every single key. For example, you can start in D major, which is gonna be much harder because you're already gonna encounter some black keys. Try to play them in, say, D flat major. It's gonna be even harder. Right? I need to think about it. So this is a great way to use one exercise, but then provide yourself with some enhancements. What else you can do with Hanon exercises? You can change the rhythm. For example, play it in dotted rhythm. Right? You can also give yourself a task, for example, to accent every second note of every 4th note, which will be even harder. This is a great way for you to keep yourself mentally engaged while you practice in Hanon. Another exercise that I recommend is to switch the articulation between right and left hand. For example, make your left hand play detached, staccato, while the right hand is playing legato. And you can do the same thing with dynamics. For example, one hand is forte, one hand is piano. So see, there are so many ways to actually make Hanon exercises more interesting for you. And I highly recommend you doing that because they are pretty simple and you can use them right away and get the benefit right away. Suggestion number 2. Of course, we cannot not play the scales, right? So scales are highly recommended and it's a great foundation and it's great to play scales. Although some pianists would not agree with me, for example, Heinrich Neuhaus, which I love and he's my musical hero, he used to say that if somebody can play a G minor scale in Chopin first ballade, this person can play G minor scale. Yes, but I think in order for you to play that scale in G minor ballade, you really do have to put some good work into scales. Why I personally like to play scales, and I work on scales with my students regardless of their age, it's because, you know, I don't really want to correct their hand position and work on articulation and things like that when they actually are learning some pieces by Chopin or Liszt, right? I want to just address those kind of mechanical and technical things when we actually looking at something that is more mechanical and there's not so much music. So if you, again, very short on time, this is a shortcut right into your good technique. I recommend you playing one scale. It's B major scale. This is the scale that was Chopin's favorite, and he used to tell, you know, his students, and he shared his views with his colleagues, saying that please don't start anyone, whether it's a child or adult, with a C major scale, because what's gonna happen, right? You're gonna start playing with flat fingers, right? Because there is no black notes, no higher elevated keys. And so he used to say that B major is the best scale for us and it's the best scale to start with. Why? Because by the time you get to E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, and B, right? At this moment, your hand is in perfect position, right? That is slightly round, right? That is not flat. And I think it's quite a genius advice. So if you're very short of time and you have time for just one scale, please make it a B major scale, and you will definitely see the benefits of playing that. And finally, arpeggios. I personally think that arpeggios maybe are the hardest technical elements. It's really difficult to play them, right? Because your hand needs to stretch, and there's some issues with fingering, right? If you play a 3-note arpeggio, because you have to choose between using finger 3 or finger 4, right? And sometimes, we all make those mistakes, right? When we choose the wrong finger. So again, shortcut to arpeggios. Not to avoid them, but to actually integrate them into your technical routine, is to play diminished arpeggio. It's very simple. So I'll just name you the notes. It's C, E flat, G flat, A. And you're going to use all the fingers without skipping, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finger 1 again, right? So because you get it. And then when you finish, you of course use finger 5. And then it's actually very easy to play this. It's much easier than to play a C major arpeggio, surprisingly, right? Because in C major arpeggio you will have a bigger stretches, which will sometimes create a little stumbles and hiccups. So in diminished arpeggio, and by the way, if you know how to build a diminished chord, we can go ahead and build it from any key and just play it. Diminished chord, diminished arpeggio is built on minor thirds, and minor third is 3 half tones. 1, 2, 3, right? So it will be from C to E flat, for example, right? From E flat to G flat is again 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. That's your second minor third, and so forth. So that way you can actually build a diminished arpeggio from absolutely any key and go ahead and just enjoy this wonderful workout. And I want to give you another little tip that you're welcome to use or not to use, but I want you to know that a lot of times we think that we build technique with all the exercises, Hanon and scales and arpeggios, which is true. We really do make a difference. But don't forget that technique also is built by having your fingertip being intentional and intense, right? Really focused, not just mindlessly, going through those patterns and going through the motions, but actually technique is built when we engage our fingertip, right, into the key and being very intentional. My teachers from Russia used to say, getting into the heart of each key, right? So the finger really has a target, has a goal. And not many people know that, for example, Rachmaninoff, who was not only a great composer, but also an incredible pianist, he used to warm up and he used to boost his technique with, drum roll, with Bach's fugues, which are normally slower pieces, right, with multiple voices. And why he did that, and he probably did not spend his time doing arpeggios, not only because he probably was born with a great technique, right, having this long wonderful fingers. He knew that your technique, which is flexibility and dexterity of your hand, it can be boosted by playing such things as slow fugues, right, by Bach, right? Because all you need to do is to make sure that fingertip is intentional. So there are many ways to build your technique and to boost your technique and improve your technique. And if you're one of those people who want to progress and who want to acquire more skill at the piano, I welcome you to my coaching program, and you can learn about it and read through more details on the website, which is pianoexcellenceforlife.com. You can also talk to me directly and book a call with me, and I will be happy to talk to you about your next milestone on this wonderful musical journey. Thank you for watching, and please let me know in the comments below what you want me to share with you and how can I help you and how can I guide you on this wonderful journey.